Hare Krishna, everyone.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम
Hare
प्रभु जी।
Krishna, Mataji. Pranam and Dandavat Pranam to all of you. I invite and welcome you to the early morning short Bhagavatam class from Radha Govinda Temple, Bengaluru, Kolai, for and on behalf of His Divine Grace, Sri Namanishta Das Prabhuji.
Hare
As
Krishna
usual,
Prabhu ji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Let us begin with the prayers. Om Agnantimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayadvaita Swami Iti Namine. Namo Acharya Padaya Nidaya Kripa Pradayine Gaura Pratha Dhamadaya Nagar Gramatarine. नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीव अद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. May I request you all to follow me? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
ओम
Om
Namo
Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Janmanyasya dhoyanvayad itirat चार्थेषु अभिन्नः स्वराट्
Janmadhyasya
Janmadhyasya
yathoanvayat
Yathoanvayatitaratartishu
Abhinaswarat.
तेने ब्रह्मरदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः
Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye
Hridayadikave
Muhyanti
Muhyanti Yat
Suryaha.
तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा
Tejo Vari Mridam
Vari
Yatha
Vridam Yatha
Vinimaya
Vinimayo
Yatra Sargam
Sri Sargo Amrisha.
नाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि
Dhamna
Dhamna
Svena
Svena Sada
Sadanirastakam
Nirastakam
Satyam Param
Satyam Param
Dhimahi.
धर्मः प्रोजित यत् कैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम्
धर्मः
धर्म
प्रोजित
प्रोजित
कैटवोऽत्र
कैटभोऽत्र परमो
परमो निर्मत्सराणां
निर्मत्सराणां
सताम्
सताम्
वेद्यमवास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवतम् तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्
वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु
नित्यमास्त्रवमत्र वस्तु
शिवम्
शिवतं
तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्
तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्
श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः
श्रीमद्भागवते
भागवते
महामुनिकृते
महामुनिकृते
किं वा
परेरेश्वरः
परैरीश्वरः
सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत्क्षणात्
सद्यो
सद्य
हृद्यवरुध्यते
हृद्यवरुध्यते
यत्र कृतिभिः
शुश्रुभितक्षणात्
शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्
निर्गमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुक्तम्
कल्पतरुर्गलितं मुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतम्
पिबत भागवतं रसमालयम् मुहुरहो रसिकः भुवि भावुकः
पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं
रसमलयं मुहुरहो
मुहुरहो
रसिकभुवि
रसिकः
भावुका
भुवि भावुकाः
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमम्
नारायणं
नमस्कृत्य
नमस्कृत्य नरं
नरं
चैव
चैव
नरोत्तमम्
नरोत्तमम्
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये
देवीं
देव
सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो
व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्
शृणतां स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
शृण्वतां
शृण्वतां
स्वकथाः कृष्णः
कृष्णः
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
हृदयन्तः स्तूयभद्राणि विदुनोति सुरस्तथा
हृद्यन्तस्थो हि
भद्राणि
अभद्रोति
विदुनोति
स्पृहसता
श्रेष्ठताम्
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नष्टप्रायेषु
प्रायेषु
अभद्रेषु
श्रेष्ठ
नित्यं भागवतसेवया
भागवतसेवया
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी
भगवते
भगवते
उत्तमश्लोके
उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी
नैष्ठिके
We are on chapter 30th. And what is the name of the chapter?
Activities of the
Activities of Prachetas.
Very good. The activities of the Prachetas. This is in fourth canto, and today we are going to recite verse number 5. Who would like to recite the verse first?
May I recite, Prabhuji?
Okay, Prafula Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Before 35. Suparnaskandamarudo Merusringa Pima Mimam Buddha Pitavasa Manigrivaha Kurban Kurban Viti Virad Saha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Ayushi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji. Suparnaskandam arudho Meru Shringam Ivam Buddha Pitavasa Mani Griva कुर्वान् वितिमिरादिशः. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Vijay Kumari Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी सुवर्ण स्कंदम आरूढ़ मेरु श्रृंगम इवाम्पुदः बीदवासा मणिग्रीव कुर्वन् विधिमिरासिदः. हरे कृष्ण.
Srinivas Rao Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. सुपर्ण स्कंद मारूढ़ो मेरु शृंगमिवाम्बुदः पीतवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन् वितिमीरा दिशः. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Chitra Mohini Devi Dasi ji.
हरे कृष्ण. सुपर्णस्कन्दमारूढः मेरुशृङ्गम् इवाम्बुधाः पीतवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन् वितिमीरादिशः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी. थैंक यू प्रभुजी.
Madhumayi Mataji.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. सुपर्णस्कंदम् आरूढ़ो मेरुशृंगम् इवाम्बुदः पीतवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन् वितिमिरादिशः. हरे कृष्ण.
Uma Kulkarni Mataji. You are on. You need to unmute Mataji. Okay. Madhu Soni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. सुपर्णस्कन्धम् आरूढो मेरुशृङ्गम् इवाम्बुदः पीतवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन्ति मीरा दिशः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. थैंक यू.
Subbarao Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. दंडवत प्रणाम.
Dhanvat Pranam Prabhuji.
सुपर्ण स्कंदमारूढ़ो मेरुशृंगमिवाम्बुदः पीतवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन् वितिमिरादिशः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Anjali Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण. सुवर्णस्कन्धम् आरूढो मेरुशृङ्गम् इवाम्बुदः पीतवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन् वितिमिरादिशः. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Uma Kulkarni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Go ahead Mataji.
सुपर्णस्कन्धम् आरूढो मेरुशृङ्गम् इवाम्बुदः पीतवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन् विधिमिरादिशाः. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Sujata Mataji. Mataji, you need to unmute.
सुपर्णस्कन्दम् आरुधो मेरुशृङ्गम् इवाम्बुदा पितावासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन् वितिमिरादिशः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dhanvat Pranam.
हरे
Go
कृष्ण
ahead
प्रभु
Mataji.
जी.
Go ahead
स्वर्णस्कन्दमारूढो मेरुशङ्गमिवाबुधः बीदवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन्ति मीरादिशः. हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रभु
Hare
जी.
Krishna Mataji. Anyone is left out?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Go ahead Mataji.
सुवर्णस्कन्दमारूढो मेरुशृङ्गम् इवाम्बुधा पीतवासा मणिग्रीवः कुर्वन् वितिमिर्दिशा. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Madhumayi Mataji, would you
Hare
like to
Krishna
read
Prabhuji.
synonyms
Shall I
for us?
recite?
Synonyms?
Hare
कृष्ण
Yeah,
प्रभु जी.
go ahead. Go ahead Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण
Mm.
प्रभु जी. Not seen प्रभु जी.
Suparna.
Suparna of Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu. Skandam, the shoulder. Arudaha, sitting on. Meru, of the mountain named Meru. Shringam, on the summit. Iva, like. Ambudaha, a cloud. Pitavasaha, wearing yellow garments. Manigrivaha, his neck decorated with the Kaustuba jewel. Kurvan, making. Vitimiraha, free from darkness. Dishaha, all directions. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The personality of Godhead appearing on the shoulder of Garuda seemed like a cloud resting on the summit of the mountain known as man. The transcendental body of the personality of Godhead was covered by attractive yellow garment called Pitambar, and his neck was decorated with the jewel known as Kaustuba Mani. The bodily effulgence of the Lord dissipated all the darkness of the universe. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrut Madhya Leela 2022.31, Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andhakara Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Mayara Adhikara. The Lord is just like the effulgent sun. Consequently, whenever the Supreme Personality of Godhead is present, there cannot be darkness or ignorance. Actually, this dark universe is illuminated by the sun, but the sun and moon simply reflect the bodily effulgence of the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 7.8, the Lord says, Prabhasmi Sasi Suryao. I am the illuminating energy of both the sun and the moon. The conclusion is that the origin of all life is the bodily effulgence of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. This is also confirmed in Brahma Samhita, Yasya Prabhavato Jagat Anda Koti. Being illuminated by the bodily effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything is freed from all darkness. Verse number 5, 6, and 7 actually are glorifying the beauty of the Lord and showing us the decorations, etc., of how Lord appears. They are very small, and that's why we hope to take it together. Let's go to next verse. Who would like to recite this verse?
Prabhuji, I will do, Prabhuji.
Go ahead, Mataji.
काशिष्णुना कनकवर्णविभूषणेन भ्राजत्कपोलवदनो विलसत्किरीटः अष्टायुधैरनुचरैर्मुनिभिः सुरेन्द्रैः आसेवितो गरुडकिन्नरगीतकीर्तिः. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Subbarao Prabhuji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
काशिष्णुना कनकवर्णविभूषणेन भ्राजत् कपोलवदनो विलसत् किरीटः अष्टायुधैरनुच रैर्मुनिभिः सुरेन्द्रैः रासावितो गरुडकिन्नरगीतकीर्तिः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Madhusoni Mataji. Mataji, you
Hare
need to
Krishna
unmute.
Prabhuji.
Yes, you are audible now. Yeah.
काशिष्णुना कनकवर्णविभूषणेन भ्राजत्कपोलवदनो विलसत्किरीटः अष्टायुधैरनुचरै मुनिभिः सुरेन्द्रः रासेवितो गरुडकिन्नरगीतकीर्तिः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. थैंक यू. दंडवत प्रणाम.
Dhanvat Pranam. Chitra Mohini Devidasi ji.
हरे कृष्ण काशीष्णुना कनकवर्णविभूषणेन भ्राजत्कपोलवदनो विलसत्किरीटः अष्टायुधैरनुचरैर्मुनिभिः सुरेन्द्रैः आसेवितो गरुडकिन्नरगीतकीर्तिः हरे कृष्ण
Srinivas Rao Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। काशिष्टुना कनकवर्ण विभूषणेन भ्राजत्कपोलवदनो विलसत् किरीटः अष्टायुधैरनुचरैर्मुनिभिः सुरेन्द्रैः आसेवितो गरुडकिन्नरगीतकीर्तिः। हरे कृष्ण।
Ayushi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी। काशी सोना सॉरी प्रभु जी। काशी सोना कनकावर्ण विभूषणेन व्रजत कपोलवदनो विलसत् कीर्तिः अष्टायुधैरनुचरैर्मुनिभिः सुरेन्द्रैः आश्रितो गरुडाकिन्नरगीतकीर्तिः। थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
Anyone left out? Uma Kulkarni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी
Hare Krishna Mataji.
काशिष्णुना कनकवर्णविभूषणेन व्राजत्कपोलवदनो विलसत्किरीटः अष्टायुधैरनुचरैर्मुनिभिः सुरेन्द्रैः आसेवितो गरुडकिङ्करगीतकीर्तः हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
प्रभु जी।
Mataji. Go ahead
काशीष्णना
Mataji.
कनकवनी विभूषणेन प्राजदकपोलवदनो विलसत्किरीडः अष्टायुधारुणचरे मृणुभिः सुरेन्द्ररासोभितो गरुडगिन्नरगीतकीर्तिः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you Revati
हरे कृष्ण
Mataji.
प्रभु जी।
Go ahead
काशी
Mataji.
कनकवर्ण विभूषणेन भ्राजत् कपोलवदनो विलसत् किरीटः अष्टायुधैर्मुनिभिः सुरेन्द्रैः आसीवितो गरुड किन्नर गीत कीर्तिः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु। थैंक यू प्रभु।
Thank you Prafula Mataji. Anyone left out? Subbarao Prabhuji, would you like to read synonyms for us?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Go ahead
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Ka Krishnuna, shining. Kanaka, gold. Varna, colored. Vibhushanena, with ornaments. Bhrajat, shining. Kapola, forehead. Vadanaha, his face. Vilasat, dazzling. Kiritaha, his helmet. Ashta, 8. Ayudhai, with weapons. Anucharaihi, by followers. Munibhihi, by great sages. Sura Indraihi, by demigods. Ashevitaha, served. Garuda, by Garuda. Kinnara, inhabitant of Kinnara planet. Gita, sung. Kiritihi, Kirtihi, his glories. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Subbarao Prabhuji. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord's face was very beautiful and his head was decorated with a shining helmet and golden ornaments. The helmet was dazzling and was very beautifully situated on his head. The Lord had 8 arms, which each held particular weapon. The Lord was surrounded by demigods, great sages, and other associates. These were all engaged in his service. Garuda, the carrier of the Lord, glorified the Lord with Vedic hymns by flapping his wings. Garuda appeared to be an inhabitant of the planet known as Kinnaraloka. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Generally, the Vishnu form is manifested with 4 hands holding 4 objects: a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower. However, here Lord Vishnu is described as possessing 8 arms with 8 kinds of weapons. According to Viraraghava Acharya, the conch shell and the lotus flower are also accepted as weapons. Since the Lord is the supreme controller, whatever is in his hand can be considered as a weapon. 4 hands hold 4 kinds of weapons, and the extra 4 hands hold an arrow, bow, trident, and snake. Sri Viraraghava Acharya describes the 8 weapons as Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, Sariga, Suriga, Sara, etc. A king is always accompanied by his ministers, secretaries, and commanders. And Lord Vishnu is also accompanied by his followers, the demigods, great sages, saintly persons, and so on. He is never alone. Consequently, there is no question of the Lord being impersonal. He is always himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his associates are also persons. From the description given in this verse, Garuda appears to belong to the Kinnar planet. The inhabitants of the Kinnar planet have the same features as Garuda. Their bodily features are like those of a human being, but they have wings. The word Gita Kriti indicates that the inhabitants of Kinnaraloka are very expert in singing the glories of the Lord. In Brahma Samhita, it is said, Jagat Adda Koti Katiswa Aveshya Vasudhadi Vibhuti Vrindam. In each and every universe, there are different types of planets, and each planet has distinctive features. On the strength of this verse, we can understand that in Kinnarlok, the inhabitants can fly with their wings. There is also a planet known as Siddhalok, where the inhabitants can fly even without wings. Thus, each and every planet has some distinctive facility. That is the beauty of the varied creation of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. We'll take the third and the last verse as well. Who would like to recite this verse?
Shall I, Prabhuji?
Go ahead, Subbarao Prabhuji.
सेनायिताष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्पर्धत्रिया परिवृतो वनमालयाद्यः बर्हिष्मतः पुरुषः सुतान् प्रसन्नान् पर्जन्यनादरुतया सघृणावलोकः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Srinivas Rao Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pinayataष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्पर्धश्रिया परिवृतो वनमालयाद्यः बर्हिष्मता पुरुष आह सुतान् प्रपन्नान् पर्जन्यनाधुरतया सगृणावलोकः. हरे कृष्ण.
Madhumayi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी. पीनायुता अष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्पर्धत् श्रिया परिवृतो वनमालयाद्यः बर्हिष्मतः पुरुष आह सुतान् प्रपन्नान् पर्जन्यनाद ऋतया सगृण अवलोकः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Sujata Mataji.
पुण्यात्तसु भुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्पर्धाश्चर्या परिवर्तो वनमालयादया परिष्मतः पुरुषाः सुतान् प्रपन्नान् वरञ्जया नादारुतया सग्रनवलोकः. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Madhusoni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. पीनायता अष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्पर्धक्ष्या परिवृतो वनमालयाद्यः बहिष्मतः पुरुष आह सुतान् प्रपन्नान् पर्जन्यनादरुतया सघृणावलोकः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. सादर प्रणाम.
Chitra
हरे
Mohini
कृष्ण
Devi
प्रभु
Dasi
जी.
ji.
वीणायुत अष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्या स्पर्धात्रिया परमालयाद्यः बर्हिष्मतं पुरुष आहासुतां प्रपन्नः पर्जन्यनादहृदयवलोकः. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे
Ayushi
कृष्ण प्रभु
Mataji.
जी.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. प्रणाम प्रभु जी. तेनायताभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या प्रदक्षिण्य परिवृतो वानमलयस्य बर्हिस्मतः पुरुषः अहस्तान् प्रपन्नान् पर्जन्यनादरुतया सगृहीण अवलोकः. Thank you so very much, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण
Anjali
प्रभु जी.
Mataji.
पीतायताष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्पर्शद्रिया परिवृतो वनमालयाः बहिष्मतः पुरुष आह सुतान् प्रपन्नान् पर्जन्यनादरुतया सघृणावलोकः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
हरे
Mataji.
कृष्ण प्रभु
Santi
जी.
Mataji. Go ahead Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Go ahead Mataji.
पीनायताष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्फत्तश्रिया परिवृतो वनमालयाद्या बर्हिष्मतः पुरुषवाह सुतान् प्रपन्नान् पर्जन्यनादरुतया सगृणावलोका. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Thank you. Santi Mataji, can you take the synonyms for us?
Can I
Yes,
can I read the sloga,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, please?
Yeah, go ahead Mataji. Yuti
Yeah.
Mataji, go ahead.
हरे कृष्ण. पीनायता तृष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्पर्धाश्रिया परिवृतो वनमालयाद्यः बहिष्मत पुरुष आह सुधा प्रपन्नान् पर्जन्यता ऋते सगृणोवलोकः. हरे कृष्ण. Thank you very much.
Thank you Mataji.
हरे
Anyone
कृष्ण
else left
प्रभुजी.
out? Go
हरे
ahead.
कृष्ण प्रभु. विनायताष्टभुजमण्डलमध्यलक्ष्म्या स्पर्धाश्रिया परिवृत्त वनमालाद्य परिस्मतः पुरुषाः सुतान् प्रपन्नान् पर्जन्यनादरुतया सगुणावलोकः. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Santi Mataji, would you like to
Yes,
read synonyms for us?
yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Pina, stout. Ayata, long. Ashta, 8, Bhuja, arms, Mandala, encirclement, Madhya, in the midst of, Lakshmya, with the goddess of fortune, Spathat, contending, Shriya, whose beauty, Parivritaha, encircled, Vanamala, by a flower garland, Adyaha, the original personality of Godhead, Barhishmataha, of King Prachina Barhi, Purushaha, the supreme personality of Godhead, Aha, addressed, Sutan, the sons, Prapannan, surrendered, Parjanya, like a cloud, Nada, whose sound, Rutaya, by a voice, Sagrina, with mercy, Avalokaha, his glancing. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Shanti Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Around the neck of the personality of Godhead hung a flower garland that reached to his knees. His 8 stout and elongated arms were decorated with that garland, which challenged the beauty of the goddess of fortune. With a merciful glance, Lord addressed the sons of King Prachinabari Sat, who were very much surrendered unto him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Adyaha in the verse is very significant. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the origin even of Paramatma and Brahman. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 14.27, Brahmano hi pratisthaham, the absolute truth begins not with the impersonal Brahman, but with the original personality of Godhead, Krishna. When Arjuna realized Krishna's greatness, he addressed him in his way. Param Brahma, Param Dava, Pavitram Paramam Davam, Bhavan, Purusam Sarvatam Divyam, Adi Devam Ajam Vibhu. Subharao Prabhuji, you can recite in your meter.
Hare Krishna. Brahma Parandama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum.
Thank you. Mataji, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Param Brahma.
Yes, Leela Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Param Brahma Param Dhamam Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. You are the Supreme Brahman, the ultimate, the Supreme Abode and the Supreme Abode and Purifier, the Absolute Truth and the Eternal Divine Person. You are the primal God, transcendental and original, and you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. Bhagavad Gita 10.12. The Brahma Samhita also says, Anadi Radira Govinda Sarvo Karana Karanam. The Supreme Lord is not caused by anything, that is Anadi, but he is the cause of all causes. The Vedanta Sutra says, Janmadi Asya Yataha. The absolute truth is that from which everything emanates. The absolute truth is described as Adi Purusha. The absolute truth is therefore a person and is not impersonal. These three verses describe and glorifies the beauty of Lord. It begins with telling us all about his eight arm forms. 4 arm forms, as you know, is a Vishnu. And this is another form of Vishnu, where each arm is holding one or the other weapon. His body, a transcendental body, which is Tamalakara, whose the color of the body is kind of a bark of a tamla tree. It's like a bluish black and is covered by a beautiful yellow garment called Pitambaram. His beautiful face is again covered with ornaments, and his head has kirit or mugat or the helmet. This helmet also has so many gems and diamonds, and it glitters and shines out. It looks so beautiful on such a beautiful face and a beautiful, adorable body. This goes further in describing the beauty, and the Lord's beauty is endless, and it's ultimately ending up saying that the beauty is beauty is so beautiful, it's very difficult to describe. It's the cause of all causes, and so there cannot be a cause to cause Lord Vishnu. There are various ways that we do japa, and one of the ways to keep the mind concentrated on your japa is to remember and look at the beauty of the Lord. There are several techniques that are suggested to keep our mind under control when we are doing japa. You must all be aware now that many a times we realize that we are actually doing Nam Japa, but our mind has crossed over into the another world, and we are thinking or planning or displanning so many things. We realize that our attention is somewhere else. There are various techniques suggested to keep our attention on japa, and one of the ways is keeping an eye on the beauty of the Lord. If you keep your eyes closed, you certainly would go to sleep, because the Nam Japa itself is so tranquil that will induce a nice sleep. So you got to keep your eyes open. When you keep your eyes open, you can keep it steady, or as Aishwarya Mataji always says, like a radar, keep on scanning the world around you. When you are keeping your eyes wandering around like a radar, you will never be able to hear your own japa. You must be able to hear your japa, but the other way of keeping an attention is looking at the beauty of the Lord in a photograph or a Satchidanand Vigraha if you have it at home. Prabhu Namanishta Das Prabhuji described a very beautiful technique which I will describe now. He says, when you do japa, you draw lines on each and individual anga or limb of the Lord. Say for an example, on the foot, when you are looking at the foot, you do 3 japas, drawing 3 vertical lines on the foot. Then go to the ankle and draw 1 transverse line and do 1 japa. Draw 3 lines on the leg vertically and again do a transverse line on the knee, and then the 5 japas for the thigh. This way, your mind is kept busy, kept on the Lord and Lord's beauty, and you are concentrating on japa. I tell you, whenever I feel little agitated or having the problem of keeping the mind on the japa, Prabhu Namanishra Das Prabhuji's technique works very, very well. It keeps your attention back, and then you can have your own technique to follow. Lord's beauty not only is mesmerizing, but it produces what we call effulgence. And these effulgence, again, is actually the light that we see in this universe. We feel that we are getting the light from the sun and the moon. But sun and the moon are reflecting the lights or effulgence of the body of Lord. We have done 3 verses, and so we are running out of time. Any question, revelation, addition that we have on Lord's beauty and all the 3 verses?
Thank
Hare
you so very
Krishna.
much, Prabhuji, for your nice description of gentle activities of Prachetas. Thank you so very much, Prabhuji.
Chitra Mohini Devidasi, would you like to add something? Subbarao Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Namanishta Das Prabhuji's technique you said, could you please explain it once again? I did not understand.
Yes, Santi Mataji. Basically, you have a figure of the Lord or a
Yes,
photograph. Usually, we all have a big or small photograph of the Lord.
Yes.
Lord has foot, ankle, leg, knee, thigh, and similarly going up has also the torso, abdomen, thorax, or the chest and the neck and the head. Now you decide the number. Say for an example, I decide that I would do 3 marks for the foot, 1 mark for the ankle, 3 marks for the leg, 1 mark for the knee, and 5 marks for the thigh. Then with the japa, you actually have a glance on the foot of the Lord, and then you have a japa. When you do that, you finish 1 line on the foot, then the second line parallel to that one, and the third line. This way, you are actually doing a kind of a drawing on the foot of the japa. This keeps your attention right on the foot. Then you do the same thing on the ankle and same thing on the leg. But when you do it on the leg, go from down up. Is it making sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So basically, the idea is this technique of Namanishra Das Prabhuji actually helps you concentrate on Lord's body parts, and we concentrate on them and have the beauty recognized. Unless you concentrate, you will not recognize the minute things that are there. And this way, your mind will remain attentive to the japas and to the Lord.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother.
Thank you. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Any other question? Any other revelation, addition? If there are no other questions, revelations, or additions, I think we're just overrunning the time. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you all very much for attending the early morning class, and Dandavat Pranam to all of you. All of you have a nice, wonderful day ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, success.
Hare Krishna.